President Obama's State of the Union will likely be very boring tonight and not with a lot of bold proposals, as I have told you in the past. So I'm ready to do the progressive State of the Union. You know that afterwards, they not only have a Republican response, they have a Tea Party response. Why is it 2-1? That doesn't make sense. And where's the progressive response? Because it certainly ain't from President Obama. So get ready, buckle up, here I come. Here's my progressive response, even before the speech. Number one, end of austerity. I'm done with it, okay? So when Republicans say spending cuts, we need to get more spending cuts for the middle class and the poor, I say no. Now, look, if we're going to do any spending cuts, we're going to do the sequester. And yes, there's spending cuts in discretionary spending there that is painful to everybody, okay? But if we're going to do that, we're at least going to take just as much from the bloated defense spending. Right now, what they're negotiating over is cut those spending from discretionary funds, but don't cut it from defense spending. End of this. I'm not having that conversation. You want a deal? You're going to do it on my terms. Otherwise, I'll see you in 2014. In fact, I'm going to do a new round of stimulus. And now Republicans will howl. Stimulus, we're not going to do any more stimulus. That's interesting. Here, you know what I'd do? I don't know if we can do it right here, but yeah, I think I can get this. Here's what I would do if I was President Obama. Talk to the hand. Okay, I don't know if you can read it. 2014, okay? 2014, I'll see you in 2014. No, you don't want to create new stimulus to create jobs, right? You want to do cuts that's going to cost us jobs. Have at it, Hoss. Have at it. Look, you're going to hurt the country for 2 years, but I got to do what I got to do. So I'm going to push for stimulus. I'm going to push for job creation. You're going to push for killing jobs. And let's have that debate in 2014. I bet I whoop you. You have gerrymandered the House, so even though the Democrats got overall a million more votes in House elections than the Republicans did, the Republicans kept the House anyway because of gerrymandering the districts. But you know what? Your buddy Jerry ain't going to help you this time around. I'm coming with a whooping stick. I'm going to create jobs with stimulus. You want to go talk to the hand? Talk to the hand, okay? That's what I would do. Now, on the military and foreign policy, we're ending the drone strikes on U.S. citizens. I'm not having that conversation. You want to hit Ayman al-Zawahiri, the head of al-Qaeda now, by all means, okay? But we're not going to do due process-free, no-trial execution of U.S. citizens. We're done with that. That's an executive decision that the executive branch can make on its own. And then we're also going to stop indefinite detentions, the NDAA. The minute that thing runs out, I am not going to sign on for another bill that allows for indefinite detention that is un-American, unacceptable, and Gitmo will be closed. Now, say, oh, but the Republicans won't let me do it. Oh, yes, they will. Okay. Now, here's how you do it. The minute, again, a bill that President Obama just signed, the minute it runs out, you say, hey, I'm the executive. I get to decide where our prisoners go. That's totally within the purview of the executive branch. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to move them to the maximum security prison in Colorado. And you know who we keep there? We keep the Unabomber there. We kept McVeigh there until we executed him. We keep Nichols there, the other guy involved in the Oklahoma City bombing. We keep the blind sheikh there. He's the guy who did the first World Trade Center bombing. Can I keep Gitmo prisoners in that maximum security prison? Are you questioning our guards there? Are you questioning our law enforcement in Colorado? Is that what you're doing? Support law enforcement. How dare you? Okay? You think that America can't handle a bunch of terrorists running around like that we already captured? You think America's that weak? You go ahead and make that argument, okay? But I'm taking executive action. God, if we had a strong leader, man, you think that wouldn't work? People, you know what people like? They like strength. They don't like, oh, but the Republicans wouldn't let me do it. Speaking of which, I'll just give you an example of how you can exude strength. Right now, the Republicans are saying the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is run by Richard Cordray. He's a recess appointment. And they say, oh my God, you can't do recess appointments. Oh yeah, you know what? We're not going to let you appoint Richard Cordray, and we're not going to let you appoint anyone to head that division. Well, you know what? It already exists. So if I was President Obama, here's what I would do. I'd say, okay, hey, listen, Richard Cordray is running this thing, and you can go ahead and confirm him, or you don't, and in which case we get rid of Cordray. But I got news for you. The guy I just appointed underneath Cordray is Neil Barofsky. He's the former special inspector general, I should say, for TARP. He's super progressive, and he got no interest in the banks, okay? If you didn't like Cordray, oh, you love Borofsky, okay? So you want to get rid of Cordray? Go ahead. The guy underneath him is Borofsky. I'd love Borofsky. Go ahead. Oh, you don't like Borofsky, and at some point you'll argue that to get rid of Borofsky. No problem. I put Bill Black underneath him. Bill Black is the guy who actually regulated the banks during the S&L crisis, and that back when they actually did regulations, back when they actually cleaned up the banks. So you don't like Borofsky. Oh, you're going to love Bill Black. Okay, and if that's not enough, underneath Bill Black, I just nominated Dennis Kucinich. Okay, these are all executive branch decisions. Somebody's got to run the agency, okay? You don't confirm him, I don't care. The guy who's underneath him will run it because somebody's got to run it. So go for it. Have at it, Hoss. Get rid of Cordray. See how it turns out for you. You think he can't do that? Of course he can do that if he wanted to do it. And you know what the Republicans would do? They'd be like, Cordray? Cordray's fine. He's totally, yeah. Borofsky's next? Yeah, Cordray. Yeah, Cordray. I don't know what you're talking about. We always like Cordray. That's how you exude strength. That would be my State of the Union. And then I would end it by going like this. What now? By the way, the president in that case, scenario just dropped a pen and a highlighter and walked on. Pretty tough.